Yo people, welcome back to another match review. Before we get started, please like, share, comment and subscribe. I want to hear your opinions, man. Get in the comment sections, tell me I'm wrong or tell me I'm right. And let me hear what do you think's wrong, what do you think's right. Let's have some discourse. Let's build a family, let's build a community. Yeah? This is the spot where real opinions, none of this hyperbolic stuff, none of this stuff to go viral, just chatting rubbish. I want real opinions and real Chelsea fans talking football. And let's just go back and forth, man. Let's build a community, build a family. Road to 50 subscribers is now, man. We got 3 subscribers. Let's get that up. Let's get that up. Press that hype button and let's get the channel out to as many different people as possible so we can hit that 50 subscribers ASAP. And get on to 100 and so on and so forth. So, without further ado, let's get into today's video. So as the title says, man, reviewing PSG 5, Chelsea 2 in the last 16 of the Champions League first leg. Listen, it was a great game for most parts, like up to the 70th, 75th minute. You know, we was playing really, really well. I was so impressed with Jorgensen's performance. You know, it's the most confident and assured that I've seen him be in a Chelsea shirt. And I can imagine why. It's our biggest game of the season. He gets the call up to go and goal. He must be thinking, Ross, on a World Cup year as well, this is my moment. This is my chance. This is what I've been waiting for. And up until he made that mistake, which I'll touch on in a second, he was superb in terms of his confidence. And, you know, his ability on the ball, passing, his short passing particularly, was really, really good. Long passing could have been better, in all honesty. It could have been better. But, as I say, when it came to his short game, you know, he's very accurate. He took his time. You know, there was a few pressure points where it was on top. He dummied it, passed it off. So, you know, I'm watching this and I'm going, rah, go on, Jorgensen. But also at the back of my mind, I also had to accept that this doesn't come with no risk. You know, the 2 greatest goalkeepers in the last decade that have played exactly like that, Alisson and Ederson, Alisson for Liverpool, Ederson for Man City, have had plenty of those moments along that decade where they've made the mistake Jorgensen made. Took too long on the ball, sloppy pass, and they've been capitalised. But what's been important in those teams is their attacks have been so lethal that they've been able to outscore the other team and make up for their goalkeeper's errors. And those errors are few and far between. You know, over the course of a season, that's when I would judge whether it's a problem or not. This is the first proper game we're seeing of Jorgensen, especially playing like that against that type of opposition. If I'd seen him in goal the whole season, for example, and he's just made that's his first mistake, playing that way, then I'm not going to be kicking and screaming. So I'm taking it very balanced in that sense because the benefits were just fantastic. The way the defensive midfield were calm when he was on the ball. Like, sort of the downfall in the end was they were too confident and too relaxed with him having the ball. They gave it to him a bit too much, particularly Fofana. For me, Fofana was the weakest link of the whole team yesterday. Every time he got the ball, he looked a bit shaky and he wasn't confident on his right foot. He kept chopping back onto his left, which to go onto his left foot with a player running from this direction from the left of him means that he can only go backwards. He can only go backwards because he's got a player coming from his left. There's a midfielder in front of him trying to cut that passing lane out to the right-hand side. Now, if it's on his right foot and he opens up his body, he can then play it out first-time pass or two-touch. On his second touch, play it out there. But because he's not receiving it correct, he then puts it onto his left. He's then doing a little shimmy, and he, to be honest with you, he looked like the one who was going to make the mistake, not Jorgensen. And it was him who received the ball, cut back again onto his left, and I was literally like, again, why does he keep doing this? I was screaming at the TV. He then plays it back into Jorgensen, and that's when Jorgensen makes the mistake. Other than that, everybody else on the ball was pretty comfortable, and they were using Jorgensen only when they needed him. But it'd be like, Jorgensen would play it into Fofana, and 2 seconds later, it's going back to him. That was giving Jorgensen, in my opinion, a little bit too much confidence, a false confidence, where in the end it led to him making a mistake. But again, I can't be mad at him because I was so delighted when I saw his name on the team sheet, because Sanchez is the complete opposite. Every time the ball's at his feet, and obviously they've been instructed to try and trap the player, get them to come, suck them into you a bit. No diddy. And then when they get close enough, play the ball out and beat the press. When Sanchez does it, he's crap with the ball at his feet. So then he's panicking, and then it's a crap pass that goes to the other team, the opposition, or it puts one of our players under pressure. At least Jorgensen, like I say, when it came to the short passing, he got it right. But moving on from that, moving past that, you know, it was a good performance. The only other player that I was looking at and I was going, I want more. And that's Enzo Fernandez. This was before he scored, to be fair, but I watch his overall play and I know he's getting a lot of love this season, and quite rightly so, with some important goals that he's scoring. And he's decent defending as well, but it's like the other stuff that you expect, the basics from a midfielder, he doesn't get right. Game in, game out, he overhits passes and his accuracy's off. And he's always like, sorry. And I'm just going, why can't your pass appreciation be better? It should be on par with a Palmer or a Lavia or even a Caicedo. All of these players, I would say, are far more consistent with their final pass than Enzo Fernandez is. And that doesn't, I'm not saying that he doesn't have a good pass in him, because he does. But it's just too often, I mean, game after game, I've never seen him have a perfect passing game. I'm talking about the final ball. Anybody can do side-to-side passes backwards, you know what I mean? But when it comes to that through ball, I can't think of a game where he's just been on it. And when you think about it, is there been a game from Enzo Fernandez where he's had like a hat-trick of assists? I don't recall. I could be wrong, and there might be something I'm overlooking. Correct me in the comments. Like I say, I want to hear from you in the comments section. So if you can recount Enzo Fernandez superstar performance where he's got assists and goals or whatever, let me know, right? He's had good goal-scoring performances, but you know, he's a midfielder. He should be getting more assists. I'm not looking to just judge him on goals. He's that number 8, right? He's that new Frank Lampard. So yes, he's getting the Lampard edge of the box runs, right, and scoring from him. Not all the time, but he gets enough for me to say, well done, he's doing good this year. But Lampard also got plenty of assists. His link-up play was fantastic. His pass consistency, appreciation, accuracy, it was all top alongside his goal scoring. His goal scoring was just so spectacular. All the other stuff seems to get overlooked, especially in comparisons with the likes of Scholes, Carrick, Gerrard, and so forth. But yeah, Enzo needs to improve that for me. You know, so much so that I wouldn't be upset if we sold him. I really wouldn't. You know, I like him, but too often he's making those mistakes. He makes me miss. Every time I see him play, I'm going, oh, I wish we had Fabregas. I wish we had Fabregas. Because Fabregas was just wonderful at that. His creativity, his part, and I know he's a legend of the game, right? So it's a bit unfair. Again, it's like, of course, I miss Frank Lampard also. But just, there's other top players in the world who can pass a football. And we've just not got one in that position. And I think if we got somebody with Enzo's passion, his application to work hard for the manager and all the rest of it, I'd say his goal scoring, because he's pretty good with that, can score with his head, score with his foot. But could pass the ball in every way, through balls, short passes, long passes, all of that. You know, I think that's the difference between us being second in the league right now, I would go as far as saying. Because it's just not enough. And winning certain trophies, you know, in like yesterday's game, that's a few more chances added where we might not have lost 5-2, we might have lost 5-4, 5-3. You know what I mean? So, anyway, the result was not a true reflection on the game. PSG did play well, like nothing special, but they're PSG. They've got quick players who have got flair, who have got quick feet, can do all the skills in the world, and a few of them turned up. That Kvaratskhelia, I really wanted him at Chelsea, and he proved why. As soon as he came off the bench, he made it his show. He deserved man of the match, even for the small cameo that he had. I don't know who got it in the end, but I'm sure he probably did. But beautiful goal, and yeah, just he's a top player. But a lot of them just offered their pace in behind, put the pressure on, and that was really it. On the counter-attack, as far as like possession football and dominating the game, they didn't. We won the ball back really well and really quickly. We moved the ball really quickly. When we were putting our attacks on, we were doing really good. It wasn't this slow, sluggish football. We actually had an idea and we executed, which was a great example on that last goal that we scored that got disqualified because of the offside. It was into Enzo, out to Neto, across, goal. Quick, sharp. And I love that in our play. We just don't do it enough. But yeah, look, big game at the weekend against Newcastle. I really don't know how that one's going to go, because obviously it's sandwiched in between a big game. You know, I know they'll be thinking about PSG between now and next and when we next play them. So it's whether what Newcastle turns up, and whether we can get the game done early enough that, you know, it's a much more relaxed game. We can maybe take some players off and rest them, because we can't afford to rest our top players in that game. We're still obviously battling for top 4, top 3. We win at the weekend. We're like one of the first teams playing in that battle. We go third and we put the pressure on everybody else around us. So we need to go strong. We just need to score and score quickly. Get 2 or 3 if we can. It's a lot against Newcastle. Not that they're in the best form, but still, it's Newcastle, and they had a good game against Barcelona. But again, them themselves are going to be thinking about Barcelona. They've got it all to play for at the Nou Camp. And you know what it'll be like for those pros out there. They'll be thinking, I don't want to get injured for that game. I want to be a part of that big game away from home at the Nou Camp. So, listen, it could go in our favour. Could be a good time to play Newcastle. It's just whether it's a good time to play Newcastle on our front after losing 5-2 and having to obviously, take that game super seriously. We'd always had to have taken it super serious. But if we only had to win 1-0, for example, or if we had to defend the lead, then we go into that Newcastle game a little bit more relaxed. Unfortunately, we don't have that luxury right now. So, yeah, if I had to, give a guess, I'd say we win that 2-0. I'd say 2-0 Chelsea. And then as far as what I think for the PSG game, anything can happen. I'm very, very disappointed, obviously, very disheartened by the result, but it's Chelsea, yeah? It's the Blues. It's the pride of London. 2 times Champions League winners, yeah? We've got heritage, we've got history in this competition. more than PSG. It's at the bridge. I think we can do it. We've done it against Napoli. Why not? Why not at home? If they can win essentially 3-0 at their ground, why can't we win 3-0 at ours? You know what I mean? Or do whatever it takes. Win by 3 goals, take it to penalties. Or, you know, because I can't see us winning 4-0 with no reply. But like a 4-1, that's possible. Which would take it to penalties. So that's what I'll be aiming for at a minimum. If we can get over the line and win 4-0 by 4 goals, fantastic. But that's a big, big ask. Let's be realistic against PSG. So if we could just take it to penalties, I'll be happy with that, and that'll be a good effort. I don't want to see us play like the way we played against Arsenal in the Cup, because it's not going to suit us against PSG. We need to, the best form of defense against PSG is attack. We saw that in the Club World Cup. When you take their spirit away and you make them look rubbish, because they're young as well, they don't have the experience to get themselves back in the game. We saw it yesterday. That was what was just so unfortunate about that mistake from Jorgensen. The timing was just off. As soon as he made that mistake, the crowd came alive, the players came alive, the momentum switched over, and it was just a long day from there. So you can kill their spirit. You can make them look rubbish. We did that in parts yesterday. We just got to do that from minute 1 to the 90th next week, or the whatever it is, the 120th if we go to penalties. We need to just keep them at bay. But yes, people, thanks for watching. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. Like I said, I want to hear from you. I want to hear your opinions. It's not just an echo chamber. It's not just me in my world talking. I want to hear from you. I want to engage with you in the comments. Share this video. Road to 50 subscribers is now. Press that hype button. Please, please, please. It helps us creators get our channels out there. This is new. This has just started. Don't even think it's been open a month yet. But, you know, we're early. We're on this. But I want to keep making content for you. Let me hear your thoughts, your opinions. And man, let's grow this channel. Until the next one, I'm out.